Met a shawty down in Cabo, she a model. Got a villa by the beach, I feel like Pilo. Girl, your best friend choose you better follow. I'm just...
So first, thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. So what was it like growing up in Modesto?
Shoot, growing up in Modesto, it was it's definitely hard as an artist because there was like no studios and no shows, no really like door into the music industry. So it was kind of just like me doing it. Everyone around me, family, thought that was like a crazy idea. Like, but it's only like 200,000 people in Modesto too, small city. But it's right near like San Francisco and stuff. But it's hard for sure. But that's why like as I get bigger, I want to add like studios and stuff for artists and stuff. You know what I mean?
I didn't even have this down, but when you first started making music, were your parents receptive to that?
Yeah, at first they thought it was like crazy, like, huh? And then like even like my sisters, they'd be like, what? Like, I want to make music. But like, my brother made music too. He was in a band. He was a drummer. And yeah, so it's always kind of been around my life for real.
So you mentioned that your brother was in a band.
Yeah.
Did that influence you at all to make music?
Definitely, bro. My big brother's always been a big inspiration to me. Someone to look up to, for real. Like, he's been in bands since I was in about like 5th grade. I'd go to his shows and they would have like, my mom would have like a separate house. Not a separate house, but it was like a little back garage. And he kind of just did his little band practices out of there. We throw parties out of there. And I was just like real young going to like metal shows and like indie bands and shit. But I've always, like, that was probably like the first time I was introduced to a studio for real. So.
What was his band called?
Man, Winsome, Tiger Lily, Sharks and Minnows. He's been in about like 6 bands. He's been doing it for a long time. Now he's going to school to try to be a nurse and stuff, but he still plays in a band right now called Winsome. They're doing their thing. Yeah.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Musical influences, man. Kid Cudi, for sure. That's like someone I've always like looked up to for on the music shit. Mac Miller was like first rapper I really heard. My brother was like, yo, like, he actually bought me a Thumbs Up shirt, like a blue one. He's out here. So it was like Mac Miller, and then a lot of like oldie music too. Even like recently I watched the Queen movie and shit on a plane, and that shit inspired me. Like, man, just how bro did it back then and how much he went through as an artist. Like, and I know like as I get bigger, I'm gonna go through the same things. It's crazy. So like, you know what I mean? But definitely older people, and Kid Cudi though is like my biggest inspiration.
What are your favorite 5 Kid Cudi songs?
Let's think here. Reborn with Kanye, definitely. Prayer. I like that one. Mojo So Dope. Let me think here. How many out right now? 3?
3.
They're probably like, he's capping. Oh, Mr. Ranger.
Okay.
That's in my shit. Marijuana. I love the beat on that one, that shit.
Okay. No, those are all solid.
Oh, Cudi's Zone is my favorite song though.
Yeah?
That's my favorite song by Kid Cudi.
Okay.
I used to skate to that one a lot.
Cudi's Zone's really good.
Should have kept my daddy proud.
Yeah. Nah, Cudi's Zone's really good. You know that song Cutter Is Back?
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot.
Right. He did one song on like that train. I forgot what it was. It was like a beat of another song. I did like a cover on it. It was hella sick. It was like a freestyle.
Interesting.
Paper Planes. It was like a Paper Planes.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was hard as fuck.
At what age did you start making music?
I made music about age 14, 15. I remember like just wanted to kind of do it. I seen like this Kodak. You ever seen that Kodak Black like Ambitions or whatever thing? He's like 14, Ambitions of 14. It's like I forgot what a remix is, but I used to listen to that and I was like, damn, I could really do this shit at a young age too. And then like I started listening to, my friend would have like a record player and he would bring home like little Jay Dilla instrumentals and shit, and we would just freestyle for fun, like not even like serious. But I didn't even think like this music shit can happen. But like my bro told me, bro, like I would just be at like high school football games and people come up to me like, hey, can I get a picture? And I was just hating, like I wasn't even making music or none of that. And then like, you know what I'm saying? So my bro D actually was like, yo, you gotta start making music. Like he was already doing it and told me to do it.
Speaking of high school, where did you go to high school?
So I went to Beyer High School, and I went there freshman year, sophomore year, first semester, and then I got in a car crash. And then I was on home and hospital till like senior year, and I was living on like a back brace for like 6 months. was in the hospital, freaking broke 3 ribs, small intestine. I had a shit bag, bro, like hanging off me for like 6 months. I got a bar in my arm, broke my back. I had 2 surgeries on it. It was crazy, bro. It was painful, but I made it through that, and that kind of gave me the drive for music too, and like a story to tell to all my fans and stuff.
Do you think you?
Now I'm just like happy to be here and just soaking it all in. Like, bro, this shit's crazy. Like, I'm at Lyrical Lemonade in Chicago. This shit, it's been a dream for a while.
Do you think you would be where you are now if you hadn't gone through that car crash experience?
I feel like I've always been like a determined person, and I would have eventually got there. But definitely, it gave me like a purpose. Like, I remember feeling like I didn't have one kind of thing. Like what am I? Like, I didn't want to be like all the other rappers rapping about the same shit, and then it was just like that shit happened, and boom, like everything is like my vision. It almost gave me a vision for real. And then I could like see the whole shit through, and that's why I made Pain is Temporary. And my next album, I'm working on it soon. I'm finna drop. I got some stuff with Lil Tecca coming out in a couple weeks called Come Through. It's actually the first time nobody knows Tecca's on it, so I'm leaking it here first.
That's amazing.
And I got some shit called No Drama coming out. I got a lot of music coming out. I took like 8 months back. Had a lot of problems with like teams and everything. The whole, the music industry gets crazy. So I had to almost just take a step back for a second after Costa Rica came out, and I just perfected my craft. I felt like I wasn't there musically too. I felt like I had a lot of work to do. So I was like, let me just like get in the studio, fuck all that shit, and just lock in. And I feel like now I got like the craziest music I've ever had. So I'm like just happy right now. It's like a good place right now.
Can you explain to me what that moment was like when Costa Rica first started to like blow up?
Bro, like I always knew it could happen, but that shit was like, it was so like, I don't know, so quick. Cause it was like, I really made that song cause it was like, I knew I was ready to get signed. I knew I was gonna be a millionaire. I was like, fuck, like, just gave me inspiration. So like, I'm in the studio, my manager like, yo, like, you should make a song like some island shit. He's like, Costa Rica or something, or like Bahama energy. Like, I just Costa Rica, swipe visa, but that shit just like literally never changed, and it just took off so fast. Like Brothers was my first blow up, but like Costa Rica like really like took me to a different level for real. But it felt crazy, definitely being from a small city like me, like feeling all this love from a worldwide perspective, but also trying to deal with the love for my city. It's different. It's 2 different types of love. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy.
So your case is interesting to me because you really started to blow up right when that pandemic hit.
Definitely, yeah.
Could you explain what that was like? Becoming a star and then the pandemic hits and you gotta like stay in the crib, you can't go tour, you can't really move around.
It was so hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It mentally affected me too. Like mentally, like I was like, yo, like it was such a different transition because I was like from the age of going out to shows, networking, and pulling up to people. Like I did some shows with Juice and Ski a while back in Chicago, and Jacquees over there in Arizona, just doing a lot of shit like that. So when the pandemic hit, it was like, yo, like this shit is now like through a cell phone. We're all living like, it's like really anti. I feel like it made everybody a little anti, but it definitely affected my career a little bit. Like I remember just being on the phone with my manager. I'm like, yo, like, is this shit real? Like, how long is this gonna last? Like, what? And nobody had an answer. And it's like right when my shit was blowing up. So that it definitely like feel like affected me. But I don't dwell on the past. And I'm just focused on moving forward right now. Like, all right, we got the best music now. Ain't no point in sitting about crying about that because everybody else is moving. We got to keep moving. But I feel like it definitely affected a lot of people mentally and a lot of people's careers that make music and entrepreneurs.
So just over a year ago, you dropped your album, Pain is Temporary. Looking back just over a year later, what does that body of work mean to you?
Shoot, it's crazy because as an artist, you go through a lot of shit with the projects, so you start to hate them as like time goes on. But like, I love Pain is Temporary. It's always gonna have a part of me. But I'm just so happy to get to this next genre of Bankrol Hayden. Like it's all this shit. I think I'm gonna call the album "Happy to Be Here" too, just on some shit. And that's kind of like the whole theme. That's another thing I never told before, but I want to let it all out here because I fuck with y'all for real.
Speaking of, I was gonna ask this a little later, but it kind of fits now. What are you currently working on? Like you just mentioned, the project is.
Yeah.
You know, when can they expect it? Maybe any features, anything like that?
No, like we were just talking about the COVID thing. Like it ain't even over yet. So I feel like as an artist, dropping big projects of work, it's hard for the fans to take it in and absorb it. You know what I'm saying? Like even me, when an artist drops a whole tape, I got a short attention span to listen to a couple songs unless it's really like the Kanye's and the Kid Cudis and the greats. So for me as a young artist coming up, I try to make it real singles right now and short, because it's, you know what I'm saying, people don't really listen. So I'm just gonna drop singles until people, like, I feel like, okay, it's time, let's drop that big body of work now, you know what I mean? But eventually I'm gonna drop a big body of work, but as of now, for the next couple of months, I probably just got a bunch of singles coming out, and I'm gonna be more consistent than ever. Like, that's why I feel like I dwell that, but I got it now. Like, everything's gonna be organized and dropping like at scheduled time, you know?
Speaking of singles, you recently dropped that song Cabo, and I was listening to it and it got me thinking, what's your favorite song that you've ever created?
It's honestly not out yet. I got this song in the vault right now. It's called Van Halen. It's crazy. It's like on some like Van Halen theme, and we're gonna it's gonna go crazy. But it's not out yet. But I'm really excited for that. But out right now, I say my most favorite song was the Costa Rica with Kid LAROI. That shit was crazy because it was at a time where like it was very early on for LAROI, and watching him just blow up so fast was like inspiration. That shit was like, damn, he did that shit.
What's crazy about LAROI is 3 years ago he was in Australia homeless. Like,
right, no joke interview.
Literally
it's amazing seeing him do that, bro. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. So you and Nicholas Jandor always seem to make great videos together. Why do you think when y'all two work together on a video, it's always so like extraordinary? Yeah, man, Jandor is really crazy with the ideas, man. He has some cool ideas, but we've always he did Rich Bitch in the past. That was a good video. The fans liked that one a lot. It was like my first acting video too. But I guess we just got like a nice little duo together. I don't know, you know. But we did we've only done like 2 right now, Cabo, and we're actually talking about doing some in the future too. We got some more shit, but Jandor is great. I love what he does. Alright, I have to ask, what was it like working with Lil Baby? Shit, I feel like that shit was crazy because that's like one of my favorite artists as well too, and like the newer things, and he's going crazy. So everyone from my school is seeing that. It's like right when I got out of senior year, everybody's like, "What the fuck? He got a song with Lil Baby." So like, I try to take it in real light so it don't affect my ego, pride, none of that, because that shit will get you if you don't pay attention. It will get you for real. But it was crazy, man, getting that, doing the video, pulling up on him, and just talking to him about where we're from, and you know what I'm saying, what I got going on with my music, him showing love. But they was cool people. They pulled up, did the thing. But right now I'm kind of just I'm not really too focused on the big features, and it's shout out everybody doing their thing big. But right now on my new shit, I'm just trying to do solo singles right now, and fuck with the underground a little bit too. Cash Dami with them this weekend and shit. All the underground people and shit. But shout out Lil Baby too. He going crazy. So you're in town for the Summer Smash. Is this your first time in Chicago? It's actually my second time. I did a show with like when I was like 16 with it was like Juice and Ski here at yeah, it was at like a college thing. Oh, it was a college thing? Yeah, I was 16. It was like 7,000 people. It was one of the craziest shows of my life. It was crazy. I forgot what college it was at, but I was hella young. I can show you some videos of it when we done the interview and shit. No, absolutely. And then second time in Chicago. What do you like Chicago so far? Yeah, I love it, man. I had some Harold's chicken. About to get some J&J fish, I think it's called. Oh yeah. Man, the show's been great. Yeah. Y'all going crazy. It's real nice. And then went to some after parties, hang out with some friends. Just having a good time. We gotta get you on this next year. Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm already knowing. Take time, whenever the time's right. Yeah. And then the last question I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself with I have Bankrol record label too. I see that expanding. I want to do something with properties, but really invest in myself, like Bankrol Hayden, the brand, and making that as big as it can, and then putting everything else around it for real. But I see myself in a good spot, you know. But I don't know. The future gonna tell me where I'm at. So, I don't know. All right, perfect. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time, man. That was awesome. Hey Nina, I can get you in the States without a visa. You know I need ya. Put you in the AMG, not a beam.